Woohoo! Mystic GLoLady here. Hello, Taurus. Excuse me. I did drop my cheat sheets. I think that is one of those that is going to probably happen with every reading, because it's going to remind me to tell you, oh yeah, that's right, I almost have my cheat sheets finished. Yeah, I'm so excited. These are my cheat sheets that I have made, and hopefully they are going to help teach some of you who would like to learn astrology in an easier fashion. So I'm hopefully going to be coming out with them by the new year. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to introduce them, whether I'm just going to have them as a download, whether I'm going to create something larger, a package deal type of. But, yeah, I'm excited. Can you tell? How about if we just surround us with the divine white light, and what comes through me is not of me, and we just have a good time. So, Taurus, 2015, December. What's gonna happen? And please make sure that you do check out the 2016s. I had put those up at the beginning of the month as per requested, so that's why these are coming out a little bit later than I really wanted. My life is never dull and boring, trust me. I'm lucky to be able to do these. Really, once a month. Okay. Energy beneath you, what you have to work with. You have the King of Swords, okay? Swords is that mental illness, communication, travel. All depends on how it's aspected, okay? Taurus, you're always grounded, all right? Or at least, you know, trying to keep your feet in the dirt is a good thing, okay? You know, you get a little bit bullheaded sometimes, but, you know, that's the Taurus, the I have. Now, what I'm going to do is what we call general readings. Now, that means I put Taurus into the Ascendant position, okay? The Ascendant is your time of birth. So, if Taurus is your Ascendant, then this would be more specific as to pertaining to the planets that are being activated in, or what house the planets are activating, okay? And if you have that Taurus moon, then this will tell you how you are going to emotionally handle in December. Okay, so that's that when they tell you to listen to your sun, your ascendant, and your moon, that is what they're talking about. Excuse me. I'm excited to show you guys these. Like I said, I still haven't quite perfected, and that is my, I guess, obsessive compulsive perfection of. I can always see new things done to it. You know, it's like, oh, not quite perfect yet. Oh, not quite perfect yet. Because where these have come from, where, you know, when I had first started, they've come a long way, baby. So, Taurus, the first house of self. Okay, your body. You have the Seven of Wands, the Valor. Okay, you got it. You know you have it. You have it. You've been working towards it. Okay, you know you're doing good. You're doing good. You're feeling good. Alright, now in your second house, okay, your second house of earnings, wealth, possessions, you have the energy of Gemini, that I think, and Taurus, you know, yeah, you think you have and you do. You know, I mean, you do. And the full moon is going to be there, and the full moon is on the 25th in Gemini, 26 degrees, and you have the Four of Wands, the perfected work. Alright, it looks like you're going to be working this month and bringing good things to you. Okay, reaping that reward for the work that you're doing. In the third house, you have Cancer. Cancer's the I feel, and that's your short distance travel, communication, siblings, and you have the Ace of Pentacles. Alright, talk about open your mouth. Okay, open your mouth and talk about your worth, and it will be honored. All right, don't hold it. Don't hold it in. Now, in the fourth house of home, you have the energy of Leo, and Leo is that I will roar in my home, and you have the Fool. Okay, that happy-go-lucky. Are you also possibly expecting a new addition in your home? Now, is that a new addition that you have been working on? Is that a new addition of? Now, there again, we have Virgo. Virgo, the I analyze in the fifth house of fun, creativity, sex, children. You have Jupiter multiplying in there, and you have your hanged man, okay? That's hanging yourself by the foot. Now, if you are trying to have children, all right, and you have been, you know, that Virgo, analytical, organized, okay, I am going to become clinical in the acquisition of a child, okay? Now, there's the hangman. Does that mean that you have been too analytical, or does that mean that you need to be more analytical? What have you been doing that has not been working? All right? If it has not been working, it has not been working, then try something different. And yes, that is my precious Bella May in the spotlight, casting a shadow. She is whining because she's trying to get Blue to play with her. Now, she knows Blue doesn't play. The only playing that Blue will do is for her to get up and, no. If Bella runs too close, she'll swat her. That's the extent of Blue's playing. So, yeah, I guess maybe we will have to get her a playmate. Okay, now remember what I said. If you are looking to have children, alright, because that's in the fifth house, if you're looking for children, don't go about it in the same form and fashion. You need to change a little bit of a direction in order to do that. Now, in the same aspect of, don't sacrifice yourself for the children, sex, alright, it's in that fifth house. Be careful. Now, those of you who are looking at that sex is love deal, you know, you might be what I'm talking about too, or you know, communicating too. Don't sell yourself short for sex. All right, love you more. All right, love you more. You know, that attitude of the child. You know, that the fool. Do not let someone take your virginity because they are promising you love, you know. Yeah. Sex is not love. Alright? Love and the act of lovemaking and sex is the most pleasurable that I can think of. But there again, you know, there has to be a give and take. Because if there isn't a mutual give and take, then, yeah, it leaves you feeling even emptier. So, don't give too much of yourself. As they say, you know, giving a piece is a piece of that soul. Okay? So, careful who you mix and mingling with. Alright, now, 6th house. You have Libra. Alright, Libra is that balance. Your 6th house is your health, work, service, daily routine. And you have Mars and Venus in there. Okay, now Venus is in there at 26 degrees. It's going to be moving on the 6th into Scorpio, 0 degrees Scorpio, and then at the end of the month it'll be at 0 degrees of Sagittarius. So it's going to be going 6, 7, 8. Work, health, relationships, and then it's going to be other people's money. Now that's the Venus, okay? Venus is going to be slip-sliding. You know, it's going to be going, you know, the fastest, most planetary changes, except for the moon. You know, the moon changes every 2.5 days, so, you know, we're getting different emotions, you know, depending on. Beginning of the month that starts out at 12 degrees of Leo, you know, ends up 14 degrees of Virgo. Alright, so it goes through every sign in between there. Now, with the 6th house, okay, Libra in there. Now, let's see, what do we have? I don't think that we have, well, Pluto is square it, alright? So, what is that change in transformation? You know, what is that change in transformation that Pluto is forcing you to do, whether it's in your health or your work? And it's kind of connected, because if you're working at a job that you really don't like, well, then it's going to negatively affect your health. Okay, outside manifest as illness within. And speaking of, we have the King of Wands, okay, in your work sector. So it looks like you're on top of it. Venus and Mars in there. It's saying, yeah, let's go, let's go. We are at the top of it. In the 7th house, in the 7th house of partnerships, relationships, you have the energy of Scorpio. The I desire good relationships too. And you have the Queen of Swords. Okay? In your relationships, make sure you stand up and this is what I want. This is what I want in a relationship. You know, make sure that you are, I am worthy, and you speak that, and you believe that. In the 8th house. Now, the 8th house is other people's money, inheritance, taxes, and you have the Sagittarius. Sagittarius is that IC, okay? It is a fire sign. You have the Sun. The Sun is there at 8 degrees of Sagittarius, and on the 23rd it will move into Capricorn. Okay, ends up the month at 8 degrees of Capricorn. And you have Mercury. Mercury is there at 26 degrees of Libra. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Mercury. What are you doing, Mercury? Mercury, okay, I am getting ahead of myself. Mercury is at 15 degrees of Sagittarius. On the 11th, it will move to 1 degree of Capricorn. So, we are going to let that in there. Don't ask me, well, I know where it was because I was looking at Mars that I just got done talking about, because Mars is in Libra. Alrighty, so all that energy, okay, all that energy in your 8th house, other people's money, in the death card, said no, wait a minute, all that energy in there, and as you saw, another card jumped, so it wanted to be in this one, okay, the 9 of Wands, the great strength, alright, so there's a focus on other people's money, alright, other people's money, what needs to be addressed with money. Now, Taurus, you are really, grounded when it comes to money, and is it something that you have been blowing it in that 5th house? You know, we have the Hangman in the 5th house. You know, what is that end of? That end of that has to be put behind. Alright? Is it, you know, that self-crucifixion, having, you know, going out and blowing it and having too much fun, you know, that has to stop. Okay, that has to stop before it negatively affects you. Now, in the 10th house, you have the energy of Capricorn, and you also have Pluto in there, and you have the Princess of Wands. Now, the 9th house is your spiritual quest, your long-distance travels, your higher learning, and yes, you did hear blue hissing at Bella. Princess of Wands, what needs to be changed? What needs to be changed? Are you working towards going back to school? There's a lot of wands in here, a lot of work that's going on. What are you doing in your work? Now, Aquarius, in your career, is the I know energy, and you have the Hierophant. Now, in your work, you have a lot of really good ideas. Are you using that to possibly create some type of a sometimes it just doesn't want to come out, and that's okay, because it's a center, okay? I wanted to say spiritual retreat center. I wanted to say some type of a retreat, some type of a financial conference, okay? Are you going to that is needed, or are you putting it on? Alright? Because, Taurus, most of you are grounded with money. And when you are talking about the investments with the 9th house, could that possibly be something that you could be doing in your career? Alright? Are you the teacher? Or are you the student? Do you need to learn this? Do you need to learn how to spend that inheritance? Is that something that needs to be? Are you just blowing it? Are you needing to invest it? You know, where there's a hole in the middle, you need to find it to plug it. In the 11th house, you have the Pisces energy, the I believe. And the 11th house is your friends and associates, your hopes and wishes, and you have Neptune in there. And Neptune can be the illusions and delusions. Okay? So, Neptune is there, and it is going to be there all month. 7 degrees of Pisces. It's just hanging. and it is square your 8th house. So when you are looking at other people's money, alright, it seems like that might be a big indication of, are you seeing it correctly? And there again, you know, the Ten of Swords came up. Alright. So you know, your middle is definitely going the middle line, you know, the bottom line. It's not even the bottom line, it's the middle line. Your middle line needs to be addressed, and you need to address what your part of it is. Okay, now your friends, could it be giving too much? You know, is that where, you know, your 5th house, your friends, having too much fun, creativity, sex, children, rock and roll, drugs, you know, 5th house party, woohoo! Are you blowing it on other people? Are you blowing too much of it on other people? Alright, I'm feeling that there's something in there that really needs to be addressed. Some of you, yes, paperwork is very, very important. For some of you, you know, we're talking about wills. You know, wills and testimony, and inheritance, and you know, legal documents, legal paperwork. And don't end, you know, your time with people and you know, I might be mad at you, but I still love you. Okay, that's something that I'm feeling is very, very important. Don't leave your loved ones, you know, don't leave your loved ones mad at each other. Okay. Always, you know, you don't have to like a person, okay? You don't have to like everybody, but you really should learn to love them as, you know, hey man, they got faults just like us. We need to forgive others for not being as perfect as we are, because we know we're not. Well, at least, if you haven't learned that, that's probably one of those karmic lessons that one of these days you'll get bitch slapped. Yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting for Donald Trump. See, it just slipped out. But seriously, I am. He's way too arrogant. And that arrogance will come back and, yeah, it'll bitch slap him. Now, in the 12th house, okay, in the 12th house, your skeleton closet, your hidden enemies, secrets, jails, institutions. You have the 4 of Pentacles, the earthly power, alright? Now, you also have the energy of Uranus in there. Uranus, that unexpected, the change, the transformation. And Uranus is retrograde until the 26th, when it will go direct. I mean, it's at 16 degrees. It's going to stay at 16 degrees. But Uranus, that individual nonconformist of the retrograde, okay, the Pluto square Uranus, and that's pretty much all month. And what's breaking down for new? Alright? What needs to break down for new? Now, there are some fruitful things coming out of that skeleton closet. Is that part of that, you know, in the middle of that you need to get out? You know, that communications. For those of you who have that pain in the middle, it is much better to speak, to get it out. Alright, now, as well as Pluto square Uranus, you have the Sun conjunct Saturn at the beginning of the month. So it's saying, you know, who are you? You know, who are you? Your identity is being challenged, as in that Lord of Karma. Are you being good? You know, or have you, you know, who are you? Have you been good or not? And it's coming down to it. I feel that December is going to be a big deciding factor before next year, because next year is going to be very, very challenging. There's a lot of retrogrades. There's a lot of challenges next year. So if you haven't learned that it's much easier, softer way, you know, to just go with the flow. Okay, you know, God, that good orderly direction, don't have to ask how or why, except it's your will and it will be good. You know, you're shutting one door, why? You know, because, you know, 6 months down the road, you're going to see that, wow, that window that you open's pretty cool. Much better than that door that I thought I wanted to go through. So, you know, it's our choice. You know, how do you choose to see things? You know, Saturn square Neptune. You know, that's at the beginning. Just what I was talking about. It's going to ease up at the end of the month, but who are you? You know, illusions and delusions. Have you learned that if you escape with alcohol and drugs, that it does nothing but increase the problem? Or shall I put the plural problems? Alright, escaping through alcohol and drugs. Okay, we have a spiritual malady when we escape through them, because we get the isms, the I, self, and me make me feel better. Alright, that's where we sometimes have our challenges. The Neptune square the Sun at the beginning. Who are you? Okay, take off those rose-colored glasses. Jupiter square the full moon. Alright, the full moon in Gemini on the 25th. Think before you speak. And Mercury square Jupiter, the 4th until the 15th. It's another one, think before you speak. So, say what you mean what you say, don't say it mean. But there are some things that you need to address. You know, what's in the middle of it? Are you giving too much? Or are you giving away all of your eggs and now you have no chickens to make more eggs? Yeah. Okay, Taurus. Don't forget the solstice, the winter solstice on the 21st. Don't forget to get that fertile ground. You know, dig up that fertile ground. Capricorn's coming. Alright? What kind of seeds are you going to be germinating for springtime? Okay. See you, love you. Bye.